Good evening, everyone. My name is Neilson Carlin. I'm the artist that did the pieces of the Blessed Virgin Mary and St. Teresa of Calcutta. Father Daniel asked me to just give you a few words on the thought process behind the pieces. Please excuse my appearance. You're getting Neil in the studio in the raw. I'm just taking a moment away from some projects I'm currently working on. With each commission, it's important to me to be the hands for the client. Obviously, in this case, Father Daniel had a very clear vision of what he wanted for the parish, and I look at it as my job to bring that vision to reality. Obviously, there's a certain amount of me that's added into the process, but it's always very important to me to get the client what they want. So often that means that I'm following the lead in terms of the subject matter. There are two things, however. Every time I do a piece, even following the lead of the client in terms of the subject matter, there are two areas that I emphasize from a stylistic standpoint when I try to bring these pieces to fruition. Number one is color. I love high intensity color, and I will get it in there as much as possible in my pieces. I'm a lover of stained glass, so often when I'm designing for a piece, I will be referencing stained glass images, either depictions of the particular saint or just stained glass in general, to try to get a kind of a color palette, usually very high key, high intensity color palette that I'll employ in the work that I do. The reason is, I personally believe when I'm doing a painting for the interior of a parish, it's as important for the man or woman that maybe can't see as well, right? In the back pew, it's as important for them to experience the artwork as much as the person sitting in the front pew. So if I get too subtle with the colors, people in the back are not able to see as well or enjoy the artwork or experience the artwork as much as people in the front pew. It's no different than if the choir is singing too low or if the lector isn't speaking into the microphone, the people at the back can't enjoy the experience or participate, I should say, in the Mass as much as people in the front. So it's very important to me to use high chroma, high intensity color. So regardless of where you are in the parish, you can participate with the artwork wherever you are. So that's number one. I always try to bring high chroma, high intensity color into the work that I do. Number two is manipulation of light and shade, or chiaroscuro. I never set out to make images look photographic, meaning hyper-photographic realism. That's not what I intend to do when I start a piece. What I do intend to do, though, is use light and shade to turn the form in a convincing enough way that the painting has a sense of presence. Right? So whatever the depiction is, whoever it is, I want someone in the space, when they look at the artwork, to feel like the person depicted has a sense of presence in the space. So you are literally able to feel like you are communing with them. So color, right? I try to focus on high intensity color in whatever I do, number one. Number two, manipulation of light and shade. Really work on turning the form of the figure so that although it's not necessarily photographic looking, I mean, in some situations when I'm dealing with a saint that there are no photographic depictions, then I have to pull a model in, I will get the costuming on the model, I will light the model, but I might be drawing from images from art history of what the saint, how the saint has been depicted. So I might not be working from a single photograph, but I want the depiction to have that sense of presence. Really model the form. Work on the light and shade to make sure that the figure has great weight and presence in the frame. So as I said, my goal number one is to meet the vision of the client in terms of the subject matter. But to do that, I bring in my particular sense of color and light and shade to carry that off. So that's it. I take the opportunity then to thank Father Daniel, thank the entire parish for bringing me into the project. It's always an honor to use my talents to serve my brothers and sisters in Christ. With that said, have a great day.